Hello. So today's 20th November. I can think I don't know. Maybe I did not record all of last week, or maybe I didn't remember. But okay, I mean it's been a bunch of slow weeks. Slow as in like low work or no deadlines, that sort of thing. Um, it's so yeah, I just returned from a bunch of conference travels. I was in DC for attending this ASIST conference, Association of Information Science and Technology. Information Science is a main conference for information science. I was in DC for my first time attending, and I attended because a lot of my colleagues here in this school attend. Uh, it's um, it's a mixed bag. So it's a big conference for that audience. So meaning like 500 people, but 500 is like a medium tier. Like I mean, ICWSM is 400 people. So I think of that as like a small conference. But these 500 people in ASIST were like super diverse. Like they come from archives, preservation, library, science, and information science is like very, very wide as well. Like so there's qualitative people, quantitative people, and so on. So I think, I mean, yeah, this sort of broad tent is always harder to impress or like convince everyone. So it was okay. I think there was a bunch of good chats and lots of discussion on AI. Um, I think the still the dominant voice there is like the sort of resisting AI, I would assume. And there's also a debate at the end on like actual debate, like there are three people in pro, three people against, saying, okay, is ASIST or IS, information science, supposed to embrace AI and lead the development of AI? And I think I connect to that. Obviously, I mean, it's not a fair debate, but even I think a lot about that, like okay, if I'm not involved in AI development, am I losing out on things? And like the thing I tell myself is that there's the big thing will be AI application. So and when it comes to AI applications, I'd be somehow relevant, like, but now I'm not very relevant. And I mean, I hope that'll be true. And a lot of the discussion and like points made were around that. Uh, the Other than that, so I was also at a hate speech mitigation conference yesterday at NYU. I mean, that's a great thing about being in this area is okay. I just could take a day trip to NYU. It was a amazing conference, amazing because it brings together all these like super big names and from different fields in journalism, civil society, and so on. It was a good conference. So that I missed the one day of the conference, which had like more relevant parts to me, but I think it was okay. Overall, I liked it. Made some good connections. Uh, so yeah, I was at ASIST on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Sorry, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I was here. Tuesday is Thursday. So yeah, pretty little work. Like so, there was a deadline for a work for a journal, which is supposed to be on November 15th. So I was supposed to finish that before I went to that conference. But man, yeah, so much writer's block. Like I really am mentally blocked to do that analysis and write that thing because I mean, so basically he promised a bunch of things and the results don't show those things. It's really takes a lot of effort to frame and all of that stuff. I mean, it's maybe like again a few hours of effort, but just procrastination and all of that stuff. So I did not finish that. Um, and there's a bunch of grants. Like, I mean, I think the next 2 weeks is going to be shit like hell. Absolutely, because there's going to be a bunch of paper rebuttal deadlines, then a bunch of grant deadlines, a bunch of the sort of the journal submission deadlines, and all of this stuff. So I'm just doing all sorts of useless junk because I'm procrastinating, but I'll regret it pretty soon. Hopefully not, but yeah. So there's that. And uh, yeah, so I think it's been not so productive. I mean, I didn't do much. So I did write some blog posts on the electricity bills project that I'm thinking of doing. I've spent some time on it. Like, again, like I don't want it to. So basically, okay, the project is so I got some money, like $20,000 on studying how AI data centers will impact electricity prices. Like, are they impacting them? So the easy argument to make here is, of course, like AI data centers use a lot of water and electricity, so we are paying the cost for those. But I think there's a bigger, broader question to think about. Like, okay, obviously, if there's more demand, electricity, I mean, in the US is not a problem. Like we are at least not now. Like maybe, when once every big company has a 10 gigawatt data center online, we'll have some issues of production, like supply. But right now, you can fire up as many coal power plants as you want, natural gas, all of these. So that's not, we're not constrained by that. I think so. If the demand increases, the prices will go down. Like that's economic hypothesis. So I think there's this sort of grid aspect to it. So it may not be as simple as just saying, oh, yeah, OpenAI and Facebook are to be blamed for our electricity prices. So you want to give that sort of more nuanced analysis. And I've been trying to think about that. So that's one thing I spent some time, maybe a day or so around. Um, yeah, so I mean, I'm also trying to finish some or like run some other analysis on like videos and things like that. But yeah, again, mental space is very hard. Like, I'm distracted about doing a bunch of other useless things. Like yeah. Let's see. Hopefully, um, again, like these things will bite me in the ass and then make me do things. And usually, the problem with that is doing these things the last minute will really mess up things and like you produce low quality junk, things like that. So, but yeah, that's life. So anyway, I'll keep it short and then talk to you next week.